Mabuhay everyone, MARKCHES here and welcome to the channel. And for today's video, I'll be giving you my performance review of the all-new GT Cut 3, which a lot of people have been waiting for. So let's get into it. I think this is the green, I'll just call it the green light bone sail vapor green colorway. And the reason is I like green better than the red one that came out. However, the materials of this is, however, kind of disappointing in my opinion. I'm not too sure yet about the red pair if they are using the same material, but if they are, I'm disappointed because technically for the price of 9,800, I would assume and presume that Nike would give us more premium material similar to what they use in the GT Cut 1. The GT Cut 1's material was really nice. It has a multi-material upper and it has a very soft foam upper, and there's some, I think there's some netting that, but basically in short, it looks really premium for the price of 9,800. But for this one, I would say for the materials that they use, however, this is very light, but for the looks of it, the material, because it kind of looks like this is like a cardboardy type material, which has ripstop lining in between the material. Let me see if I can adjust that. So the materials for this one, as you can see, it has like this very cardboard feel. Although I didn't feel any discomfort, I just think that the material looks kind of cheap. And of course, the upper is with this like felt-like material. It runs from the forefoot to the tongue part of the sneaker, and even on the heel part, kind of nice though. It has this like screen mesh with perforations under, but this material, I wish that they use a different one instead of this. Although I know maybe the reason why that they use this material is because it made the shoe very, very light, and we'll be discussing the weight of it later on, but the feel of the materials is kind of not my type. So here there's a suede, like there's a little suede here. I wish that they put some suede here to kind of make the sneaker a little bit more premium. And the swoosh is made out of suede. And I heard that the red ones, I think, will have different materials, but I don't know if it's entirely different. But the swoosh on the red ones is kind of different from this green pair. So that's the material for this, and it's not, let me see. No, it's not. I thought it is glow in the dark, but no, it isn't. Let me see. Yeah, it's not. I thought it's glow in the dark. Let me put it under. No, it's not glow in the dark. It's not stated here too. It's glow in the dark. No. So the materials, for what it is, quality wise, not too impressed, but the weight of the materials on the upper of the GT3 is really, really light. I think it will be really light. Since we're at it, since we're talking about the weight, let's just weigh it. For a US 11, it's 370. So I think, yeah, by far this is the lightest sneaker that, yeah, on recent memory. 370 grams. I can't remember what sneaker weighs that light aside from this one. So for the Tatums, this is a 10.5, and I think this is one of the lightest sneaker out in the market. So 353. So the Tatums is lighter than the GT Cut 3, but it's really, really light. Yeah, this one's light, one of the lightest sneaker out in the market because of the absence of the rubber outsole, but this one has, so I think that's why this is heavier by a bit with the Tatums. But in terms of the tech that you'll be getting out of the GT3, it's kind of far from what you'll be experiencing from the Tatums. We'll get into that. So let's get back to the upper. Like I've said, Durability wise, for a very thin upper, it's very durable. Kind of impressed with it. And the plastic piece also goes up here for extra lateral support. And there's some running, if you can see this thread, it's like the strap here. So when you're tying up your laces here, it will pull your sneaker down to your foot a bit more for a better snug fit. And the lace loops, typical eyelets, just rounded eyelets here, very minimal. And the thong, it's padded. It's not too thick, but still comfortable. Didn't feel any skin abrasion here. But once you put your foot in, you will really feel the thinness of the upper. Like when you put your foot in, like there's not much like foam hugging your foot. That's what I really like about the GT Cut 1, because the upper, when you put your foot in, it kind of really locks your foot down because of the paddings, the soft paddings around the upper of the GT Cut 1. And it's kind of lacking here, but I like the fit of the materials of the 3 better than the 2. The 2's material is kind of more plasticky, which I don't like. So it's kind of more crunchy, flimsy. Didn't fit my foot that well, but the 3 fitted my foot better compared to the 2. But of course, 1's better, 3 than the 2. And as for the heel part, there's enough heel cushion at the heel. It's not too thick too, but didn't experience any heel slippage here. So just get the right size for it, because I think if you get the wrong size, I think you would end up having some heel slippage problems. But my size, US 11 true to size, on a regular foot, it fits me well. But the lockdown was not the lockdown that I felt on the ones. Like the ones, it's the bar for the GT Cut, so it's really hard to compete with the ones. But the ones lockdown was so amazing. Your heel won't be moving anywhere. This one is not that bad, but it's not the greatest. And as for the insole, it's not a drop-in anymore. So I actually put some tissues, so because I've heard some reviewers that the glue in the forefoot is really sticking out. It's harder to pull out. It's just a very thin foam. What's nice about it is I really felt the foam cushion on this one, which is a full bed of Zoom X. So Zoom X, if you're not too familiar with it, it is widely used in Nike's running category. And actually, if you watch my previous video, I don't know which video, I think it's one of the recent running shoe that I got from Nike, that I said if they implemented the Zoom X on a basketball sneaker, I would really be excited for it. And voila, it was introduced to the GT Cut 3. So I didn't know about the tech of the GT Cut 3, but I predicted it, guys. So it has a full bed of Zoom X, and the Zoom X, when I first fitted it, it was really thin. It's not like the ones that you can feel on the running category. And I was kind of disappointed at first. I thought maybe this cushion will be lackluster because it's really thin, and you're really close to the ground with this one, trust me. And kind of feels like the cushion of the Sabrina, which is low to the ground. But man, when I started playing with this, even though how thin the Zoom X is, you can still feel the bounciness in the forefoot and on the heel, given that on how low it is to the ground. So imagine if they added a little bit more thickness to it. Maybe it's not for this one, maybe they'll put in the Hustle on the next Hustle, and they will put it a thicker Zoom X. But for this one, if you like a very profile sneaker, really low profile, but still you will have that impact protection and bounciness, you would like the GT Cut 3. And I felt really nimble on the Cut 3 because of how low to the ground it is, how light it is, and it was kind of surprising experience. I didn't expect it to be like that, because right now I'm really looking, my priority is cushion, of course traction too, but cushion wise I'm really looking for sneakers that have cushion, because I have currently right now having some knee problems when I'm playing longer period of hours, but quite surprised with the cushion setup of the GT Cut 3. In the heel-to-toe transition of the Cut 3, you can see there's a very nice curve in the heel and a very nice curve in the forefoot, and there's traction also around the middle part of the sneaker, which is nice because this is called a cut. It's more for guards who likes to cut a lot, so it's pretty shifty on this. The midfoot is not too restrictive, even though it has a plastic plate, but you can still bend the sneaker a lot on this one. It has a wide base, and of course the traction of the GT Cut 3, it didn't need any braking time. The traction was very good right from the start, and it was squeaking really loud if you're into it. I like the traction of the 3 a lot better. It was a lot better from the 2. The smear traction was okay. It's not the sleekest one and the tackier, and it's not the tackiest one, but I mean the first one and this one is up to par in my opinion. So really like the traction 2 of the 3, and it didn't pick up that much dust. When I was playing on a dusty floor, it still is clean right now. So it has this like lightning mountain peaks pattern to the traction. And outdoor use, I wouldn't recommend it because it's kind of flimsy and the rubber pattern is thin. It's not the thickest one, so I wouldn't suggest this to be hooped outdoor. Traction is really low to the ground, and it's an expensive sneaker. So like I said, sizing for the Cut 3s is regular footer, go true to size, wide footer, go half a size up, and I think this is more wide footer friendly compared to the Cut 1. The Cut 1 is the most snug among the 3. The 2 is wide footer friendly too, and this one also is wide footer friendly. For my final verdict, really impressed with the GT Cut 3 in terms of performance. The only thing that I would like them to change is of course the quality of the upper. I mean, a little weight wouldn't hurt. Maybe if you added weight, it will make it 400 grams in my size, which is still very light. That's 30 grams of material to make it look more premium. And actually one of my friends who I was hooping with, he said the Cut 3 doesn't strike as a very good looking sneaker aesthetic wise because of, like I said, he noticed the materials of this one. And so I think there's a lot of people, if you are into materials of the sneaker, you wouldn't be too impressed with the Cut 3, but in terms of performance, it's good for a first experiment of the Zoom X as a cushion, but maybe a little thickness, maybe to add a little thickness to it, or don't change the upper and just add a little bit more Zoom X. I mean, that will be incredible, and I feel like it will feel like the explosive midsole from Sears Player only. So Player 1 has an explosive midsole that's really thick, and it would feel like that, but of course that will be thicker compared to the Cut 3s. The Cut 3 is really low, so if you want a responsive sneaker but still have that balance of impact protection and you have the budget, the Cut 3 is a good performing sneaker. So that's it on my performance review of the GT Cut 3. Let me know if you have hooped with them. Do you agree with me? Hit me a comment down below. This is MARKCHES once again. Thank you again for dropping by. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.